So here's homework number 30, you guys. Simplifying radicals. So, what color do I want to do? Yeah, I'll do purple. All right, so let's do number one. So for number one, remember, square root, right, is has a root of 2, right? So basically, we want to simplify this till we have we find a pair, right? So radical 18 factors into 9 and 2, and the 9 factors into 3 and 3. So we found a pair of 3's, so they get to come on the outside, 3, and then the leftover is this 2, and he cannot leave. So that means, there we go. There's your guys' answer for that one. Okay. Now let's take a look at number 2. All right, so we got radical 76. So it's a square root, which means we're finding pairs. So 2 and 38, 2 and 19. I find a pair of 2's right there, which means the pair gets to come on the outside, which is 2, and the leftover, which is this one, cannot find a pair. So that means 19 stays in the radical sign. Okay. All right, now we have the cube root of 128. So you guys, if it's the cube root, right, that means you have to find a group of 3. So when we factor out this one, that is going to be 2 and 64, 8 and 8, 4 and 2, 4 and 2, and both of these 4's factor into 2's. So I need to find a group of 3, right? Because that's what our index/root tells us. So here is one, and here is another. So a 2 gets to come on the outside. That's one group of 3, and the other 2 gets to come on the outside. That's another group of 3. And then we have this leftover right here. Sadly, this one does not get to leave the root prison. So cube root of 2, because that's the leftover. So then that's simply going to equal 2 times 2 is 4, 4 cube root of 2. Okay. All right, let's do this one. All right, so I think I could do it here. That one factors in 2. Now remember, it's the 4th root, which means we have to find groups of 4. So 125 times 10. 125 factors is 5 and 25, and factors of 25 is 5 and 5. Factors of 10 is 5 and 2. So if you guys, that is not the size I want. Okay, so we have this one, this one, this one, and that one. So we found a group of 4 of 5, so the 5 gets to come on the outside, and the negative is still on the outside, right? Because of that, still on the outside, and on the inside is still the 4th root of the leftover 2. The 2 cannot leave the radical jail, so that means 2 has to remain on the inside. Okay. All right, next. Okay, so we're looking at number 5, you guys. So we can split it up. Radical 72 over radical 25. Now we just have to do these separately, okay? So rad 72, I know that to be 6 and 12, which is 3 and 2, 3 and 4, and 2 and 2. So it's a square root, right? So that means we have to find our pairs. So here's one pair of 3's, and here's another pair of 2's. So that means on the outside, we're going to get a 2 times a 3, and on the inside, we're still going to have that 2. So 2 is still on the inside. And for this one, you guys, square root of 25, you guys, is just 5. Simplify that, and we're going to get 6 rad 2 all over 5. Okay. So there's that. Now let's move on to number 6. Okay, here you guys, so square root of 100. So that's 10 and 10, you guys. Well, square root of 100, you guys, is just 10, right? 10 times 10 is 100, so we're going to have 10. Now, you know this is a square root, right? When we're dealing with variables, all we have to do is just do this exponent and divide it by the root. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. That means we're going to have 5 y's on the outside. Okay, now let's do this one. Remember, this is square root, right? So that means we're finding a pair. Well, if you guys didn't know, the square root of 144 is 12 times 12. So we're going to have the negative, right? The negative still on the outside. So negative 12. Now we're going to have m to the 10th, right? So m to the 10th divided by 2, which is 5. So m to the 5th, z squared, 2 divided by 2, right, is z. So there's my answer for that one. Okay, this one, 4th root, right? So basically, you guys, you can make it look like this. 4th root of 1 over the 4th root of 16. And we still have the 4th root of all of that. So 4th root of 1 is just 1. The 4th root of 16 is 2. And then to do this, you guys, just do the exponents inside the radical divided by the root. So 12 divided by 4, m to the 3rd. 16 divided by 4, x to the 4th. All right, this one. So remember, if it's nothing, that means it's a square root. So we're trying to find pairs. Now, 7, this can't be factored into anything. So it's going to remain in the radical. Now, this 5, and this is 2, right? 5 divided by 2, that means that 5 divided by 2, so 2 could go into 5 2 times, which is x squared then, and then there's still a remainder. So one remainder, x is in the radical. Y to the 6, so 6 divided by 2 is y to the 3rd. So x squared, y to the 3rd, radical 7x. Number 10. All right, so let's just do it right here. Cube root of 24, so I'm trying to find a group of 3, right? So we're going to get 4 times 6, 2 times 2, 2 times 3. I found a group of 3 of 2s. So that means the 2 gets to come on the outside, cube root, and then 3 is the remainder, right? Now let's look at our exponents. Okay, this one's 5, right? So 5 divided by 3. So 3 goes into 5 once. So there's 1z. And then there's still 2 remainders. So z squared. All right, this one, 9th divided by 3. So that means we're going to have x to the 3rd. And there's your guys' answer. Okay. Okay, radical 150. So let's make a prime factorization tree. 15 and 10, 5 and 3, 5 and 2. So since it's square root, right, we're trying to find pairs. So the 5 gets to come on the outside, but sadly this could not find its pair and this one could not find its pair. So 3 times 2, but that's simply 5 radical 3 times 2 is 6. 5 radical 6. This one, cube root of 16, trying to find groups of 3, so 4 and 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. I found a group of 3 right there. So a 2 gets to come on the outside. Cube root of, sadly this one couldn't find its group of 3. So that's going to be a 2. Alright, fourth root of 32. So that means we're finding a group of 4. We get 8 and 4, 2 and 4, 2 and 2, and 2 and 2. So here's my group of 4 of 2's, which means a 2 gets to come on the outside, but this one is a remainder, so that can't leave the radical 2. 2 fourth root of 2. Okay, 14. We got the fifth root going on here, which means we gotta find a group of 5. So we're gonna get, I'll just do 8 and 16, 2 and 4, 4 and 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I found a group of 5. And these two can't find a group of 5. So that means we are going to get 2 on the outside, fifth root of 2 times 2. But the 2 times 2 is simply just 4. This one, we'll split it up. So cube root of 32 over cube root of 125. Now for the top, I think we found did we find cube root of 32 before? I guess not. So 32 cube root, we gotta find our group of 3. So 4 times 8, 2 times 2, 2 times 4, 2 times 2. So here we found a group of 3, which are 2's, so gets to come on the outside. These couldn't find a group, so that means those stay on the inside. So 2 times 2, which is simply 4. Bottom, the cube root of 125, you guys, is 5. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So the bottom is 5. And there's your guys' answer. I'll just leave that there. All right. Lastly, number 16. This one's going to be rough because I can't write over there. So, negative cube root of 8k to the 9th. I'm not going to write that. So let's do the number first, right? So 4 times 2, 2 times 2. Group of 3, right? So 1, 2, 3. We found a group of 3 of 2, so it's going to be 2. And then for the variable, right, k to the 9th, 9 divided by 3, which is 3. So k to the 3rd. And don't forget this negative sign, right? So I'll just put that there. We get negative 2k to the 3rd. All right, 17. Okay, cube root, right? So recall, if you guys have an odd root and there's a negative, the negative just comes on the outside. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So our final answer for that one's going to be a positive. So we are going to get, so let's just find the cube root of 125. M9 B 18, C to the 24th. So this one, again, we found a group of 3 of 5, so that means a 5 gets to come on the outside. So a 5, I'm just going to put a cube. Actually, I don't need to put that because this is what I noticed. Okay, look up top right. 9 divided by 3 is m to the third with no remainders. 18 divided by 3 is b to the 6th with no remainders. 24 divided by 3 is 8, so c to the 8th power. No remainders, so everyone gets to leave the radical sign. Okay. Okay, 18, it's a square root, right? So that means we gotta find pairs. So this one, 25 times 3, 5 times 5. So we found a pair of 5s, which means that gets to come on the outside. Square root. Now look at here. 3 divided by 2. 3 goes into 2 once, so y, and then leftover is 1y. Oh, I made a fatal error. I forgot about this one didn't have, the 3 didn't have a pair that it could find. So that means the 3 is also inside with the y. Okay. We got 19 now, so cube root of 8z9 r12, 4 and 2, 2 and 2, found a 3 of a kind, or a group of 3 of 2s, so that means 2 gets to come on the outside. Now let's look at the variables. 9 divided by 3 is 3, so z to the third. No remainder or leftovers, and then 12 divided by 3 is 4, which means r to the fourth, no remainders. Okay, 20. So last one for your guys' homework. For 20, we have 4 times 4, which is 2 times 2, 2 times 2. Here is a group of 4, so that means 2. Now let's look at our variables. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so no remainders for the a's, a to the second. 12 divided by 4 is 3, no remainders, so b to the third. And that's about it, you guys. So hopefully this helps you guys with your homework, and see you guys later.